What's up everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a couple weeks. I've been very busy. I am traveling right now. I'm currently in Lake Tahoe, California. I was just in Los Angeles last week. Some busy work, so I wasn't able to get some filming done. Today I'm coming back with a different kind of video, a charity video. So I will be announcing the charity that I'll be using for the 31-mile bear crawl this October. And I kind of want to give you guys why I'm going to do it, why I chose this charity, and my story and what it means to me. So the charity I'll be choosing is the Hidden Opponent. This is a charity that's based out of California and they support athlete mental health. So the reason I decided to do this bear crawl for athlete mental health is because I have a very vast background in athletics. I've worked with a lot of athletes. I currently do work with a lot of athletes, and I was an athlete my whole life growing up. So for those of you who don't know, I was a baseball player my whole life. I started playing baseball at 3 years old, all the way up until 14 months ago when I finished my master's degree from Franklin Pierce University and played 5 years of baseball. Growing up, baseball was everything to me. All I wanted to do was be a Major League Baseball player. I had posters all over my wall. I would be in the cages at random hours of the day. I was always looking for the next best thing, trying to improve my game, try to learn. And my first business was a baseball lessons coaching business. I would work with middle school kids, elementary school kids, and I would teach them how to swing. I would teach them how to get better. And my life revolved around baseball. And once I got to college, that kind of changed. And I think that story can really resonate with a lot of people because there's limited distractions in high school. We all have a goal and we all have to go to college, and our friendships are kind of very premature and they're not really set in stone. So we don't really have too many distractions and we don't really feel like we have to move with the crowd as much as when we're in college. So my freshman year of college was the first year that I never played, I never started. And that kind of took a toll on me, and it was harder than I thought. I should have expected it, but it was way harder than I could have ever imagined. I thought I was good enough. And at the time, I was just pretty much just ignorant. I was overconfident, and that kind of set me back. I stopped working hard and I stopped doing all of the things that got me to that point. It led me down a very bad path. And I don't want to say a bad path because it's a path that a lot of people go down, but it's a path that I wasn't very proud of. Every weekend I was partying. I was partying during the weekdays. I was not doing my due diligence and earning my dues to play on the field. And then the worst thing that probably could have happened to me was I earned my way into the starting lineup my sophomore year. After not working and just partying my whole freshman year, all I learned was that I didn't have to work hard and I could still succeed. And sometimes that happened and it just happened to be by chance. Once I started my sophomore year, I realized that I wasn't as good as I should have been, and my numbers reflected that. I didn't work hard. So when I went out into the field, I was extremely nervous. I had no confidence, and that showed in my playing abilities. I made a ton of errors, and I was kind of just in the lineup at that point as a last resort, and we had no other option. That kind of snowballed into my junior and senior year, where instead of acting and being real about how I felt and being vulnerable to my teammates as a captain and the performance anxiety that I had and trying to be the best athlete and teammate that I could be, I kind of gave up my hopes and dreams of being a baseball player and just decided that I didn't care, because it was easier to pretend that I didn't care than try and work hard and go out there with my best foot forward and fail and really understand that I wasn't capable. And it bled into every area of my life. I gained a ton of weight, and for reference now I'm 165 pounds. I was close to 200 pounds where I was not taking care of my body and I wasn't doing anything. I was kind of just existing. And once COVID happened, I realized, and there's a couple of videos back where you can go back and reference my whole story, so I won't go into much detail, but there was a moment where I realized that the person I was at that moment of time in that senior year, the young kid who set out to be a Major League Baseball player, would not have been proud of. And that moment absolutely destroyed me. And I was able to look back on my 4 years of college almost as a waste. Luckily, I was able to go back and revamp my life and turn things around and be on this path that I'm currently on today, where I've started my own business, I'm building my own gym, and I'm gonna bear crawl 31 miles for a world record, which I bet nobody in college thought I would ever do. And that's really the reason why I chose this charity and to support athlete mental health, is because I understand how difficult it is as an athlete to go through those high pressure scenarios and be forced into submission where you don't even want to try to realize your potential because there's so many things that are stacked up against you. School, I was terrible in school. The partying, I just wanted to fit in and I couldn't really stand out on my own. So I understand those struggles that everybody goes through that's an athlete, and I really want to serve as a reminder to all of the college athletes and even high school athletes that no matter what happens in your time as an athlete, there is a way to correct it, there is a way to fix it, and you can come out on top in the long run. And that's the reason why I work so hard today and why I really feel strongly about this partnership with the Hidden Opponent, is because athletes are supposed to be vulnerable. And At a time in my life where I could have benefited the most from being vulnerable, I didn't have an example as to why I should have been vulnerable. I slowly realized that it wasn't about the results as a player, it was about the commitment that I had and should have kept to myself. I think it's important for everybody out there, whether you're an athlete or not, everybody struggles with mental health issues, and it's not something to be ashamed of. And if you succumb to influence and all of these different things and your mental health suffers, there is a way out of it, and it's not permanent. I don't want anyone to ever feel like if they went down the wrong path or they didn't do the things that they should have been doing, and to be honest, they felt like they're gonna be a loser, because that's exactly how I felt. I don't want them to feel like that's permanent. I don't want them to feel like there is no hope for them, because that's what I thought. And now, through return of events, my life has changed drastically, and I'm severely thankful for those moments. So when I bear crawl 31 miles and I cross that finish line, it won't be about a world record. It won't be about the glory or the Instagram. It won't be about anything. It'll really be about proving to myself that I had to go through those times to realize who I was, to become exactly what I was meant to be. And the bear crawl will serve as an example to everybody else, all athletes especially, that you are not limited to your days as an athlete, and you can carry on your days as an athlete well beyond your college years or professional years. There is no time frame where it has to happen in, and you can do anything that you really set your mind to. So I know this video is a little more serious, and it's something that I hold close to my heart, and that's kind of why I wanted to come on here and really give you guys the backstory as to why I chose this charity. So if you're an athlete, or if you have a family member who's an athlete, and if you know anybody that's an athlete, you can relate to this story. And you don't have to be an athlete to relate to this story. I think we all go through our own unique struggles, and we all need a reminder that nothing is permanent, and it will all pass. And as long as we keep showing up consistently over time and keeping in check with who we want to be and stepping towards who we want to be, we can really become anything and be anything that we set our minds to. If this video resonated with you, or you want to support me and where I came from and where I'm going to be in 6 months when I cross that finish line, the link to the charity, the Hidden Opponent, and the 31-mile bear crawl will be down below. I will be hosting a couple events in the future, which I will announce through my Instagram and YouTube as well, or you could just donate to the link down below. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you would share this video, like and subscribe, that would really mean a lot. The more ears or eyes this story touches, I think the better it can do for athletes and mental health, and just anyone who ever goes through a tough time, which I think we can all agree we all do, and we all need to pick up sometimes. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. As I've already said, it means a ton to me, and never stop hustling.